Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 3. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode we finished up the 5th world of the game, K3, and in today's episodes we're starting on the 6th world, Razor Ridge. So the theme of this world, as you can probably guess from this map, is cliffs and just, it's a ridge, so it's going to be pretty precarious and dangerous. We're going to start the world with Buzzer Barrage, which will technically be a new level type, but one which we've seen before. It is the Cavern level type, and we have seen it in the sense that we saw it at the end of the underwater levels in order to finish off the levels, but we never saw it in the context of a full-blown level all its own. And let me just say, not a big fan of most of the cavern levels in this game. For one thing, the environments are they don't look particularly pleasant, and for another thing, as you can see, we're going to be playing this level as Quawks. And as we are going through this level as Quawks, just as a reminder, when you play as Quawks, you cannot attack with eggs, all you can do is lift barrels. And also, you noticed before probably that there's a new enemy in this level. These are copters. For all intents and purposes, they're invincible, and for this level, for the length of this level, they will pretty much be your main obstacle. They're also, buzzers in the way, but we can actually do something about most of those with TNT and other barrels. And as Bash the Baddies begins, we get the holiday, cheery music that we still have from entering the code that we had going in the last world. Christmas can go on just a little bit longer. This is in that period between, December and January, from the 26th to the 31st, before you throw out that Christmas tree, when you just, you go through all that holiday hype. You're gonna enjoy it for more than just the one day, right? Right. At least that's the way I do it. Did that spawn the coin? I think it might have. It did not. There we go. So that's not too hard of a bonus challenge. It mostly takes patience, as do most things involving Quawks. However, unlike our first time playing as Quawks in this game, when we played in the Low G Labyrinth, we can actually use the Y button to speed up Quawks' movements, which can get you into a lot of trouble because Quawks can fly really fast, and so you might slam into something that's just coming from off screen. Usually the copters are pretty much the number one culprit for enemies that you're going to run into when you're flying around as Quawks. And there are secret bananas over there. Always be suspicious of alcoves. Keep between these copters. I almost called them gyros, but they're not gyros, they're copters with a K, because everything has to have a K in it for Kremlings. I don't think all of them... Actually, that's a good question. I'm not totally sure if every single Kremling has a K in their name. I think they do, but... I'm not going to go through the entire anthology of Kremlings just to make sure that they all have a K in their name, but all the important ones do, so yeah. As we can see, there's something up here that's trying to evade our searching. There is a keg. We missed the top B, so we're going to drop it on the other B. But the real reason we came up here was not to kill bees, but to get ourselves a coin. So we'll just drop that gently over there, and the deed is done. Another reason I'm not a particularly big fan of this level is it's pretty long. We've been going on for quite some time now, and I don't think we've found a checkpoint barrel yet, unless I'm crazy and just totally forgot about it. So yeah. One of the handiest tools you have in your arsenal for dealing with enemies as Quawks is to just do a quick turn, and that'll put the barrel on your left side. And this is also good for moving it out of the way of enemies that will otherwise just destroy it. Like, again, the copters. The copters... Oh boy. Well, that was unfortunate. Thankfully, we did find ourselves to the checkpoints, so that much is good. We're just gonna, fly through here pretty quickly. Get ourselves the N. I'm gonna wait for this guy to come back on up again. And we're about back to where we were already, so no real need to go back and edit the footage so that I just warp ahead. Now, one of the reasons I wasn't sure if Quox and the parrot in Donkey Kong Country 2 are the same one is because in this game, it's slightly more purple. It was bluer in the second game, and Quox was actually a name unknown to North America for a very long time. In Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, at the time of the game's release in Japan, in those manuals, they did give Quox its proper name as Quox, but that name didn't come over here for a long time. So for many, many years, fans assumed that these two birds, the blue one and the purple one, had different names based on answers in a quiz show in the second game. And those names were Flapper and Squeaks, because those were two of the answers for what your parrot buddy's name was. So people just naturally assumed different parrots, and they have these two leftover names. One of them has to apply here. I took a hit there, but, you know, I got an extra life, so all's good. And I got my extra life back, too. Ooh! Never mind that sound effect. There was just, you know, a dude coming up really quickly. And we're still on the lookout for one more bonus barrel. We should be getting close to the end of the level here, but I don't see any sign of a bonus barrel. Oh, it's gonna be up there. Now you're probably wondering, Mr. Devious, how do you get up there? I don't understand. Well, we're gonna be waiting for the copter to come around, and as you can see, you can actually jump on Copter's head. And the bonus barrel is going to be on the other side over there. This is very dangerous, though. It's also a little bit tricky to find because since you face Copter for most of the level as Quox, you just kind of get the impression that you cannot touch Copter, and Copter is invincible. But you can bounce off his head, and, well, that's how we get in here. And that's how we're going to get the ornaments in this bonus level, is to ride up on Copter's head and bounce right back down. It's a little bit tricky, though, if we want to get them all. Okay, we only need 5 more. And we got cut by the blade. It's okay, we'll go back in there and get that. That's easy to get. The only thing is that the game obviously keeps you waiting, and that's a little bit frustrating. But, oh well. As far as waits go for things, it's not the longest thing in the world to wait for. I'm pretty sure there were PlayStation 1 games with longer loading times than that, maybe even some PlayStation 2 games as well, and even some GameCube games? Honestly, I don't remember, and, hold on. I don't need to ride up if I can just... There we go. Looped it up and got the coin that way. That was a fancy get. I am proud of that. But enough of that, because we are bringing that level to a close. It actually went a lot better than I thought it was going to go, so I'm glad that it went better than it did. Before we go on, we are going to visit Wrinkly Kong. Just a moment, though. And she's playing the N64 again.
Can you help, Kongs? I can't get off this level, and I've been playing it for weeks.
And we are going to save our game because we haven't actually looked at the save screen in a while. And if you look here, you can see we've almost gone through all of the different items in the game. We still have the wrench, of course, but there's still a mysterious item we haven't gotten yet. And that's nothing to speak of whatever those items to the right of the banana birds are. We'll find out.
When crossing the jungle, remember to...
Yeah, it's the joke about the traffic and the monkeys. That was pretty cute. And now we are going to Benny's chairlifts. It's not a level, it's more bears.
Good day, crazy Kongs. My name is Benny. Me and my brother Bjorn run the chairlifts in this region. You can visit my brother Bjorn if you like up at the other chairlift.
Would you like to be using the chairlift? I did not mean to leave. I did not mean to leave. I'm sorry if that accent offends anybody for how bad it was.
My chairlift is the safest route up the cliff, so go on, Kongs, take a chance on me. Okie dokie, strap yourself in and away you go.
And we get a nice little animation of them riding up on the chairlift. And we're gonna start the next level, Confused Cliffs. This is a very tense level, very dangerous one. It's an auto-scroller, but with the unique gimmick, as you can see below, that the rope we're climbing on is on fire and dwindling away. It's funny because this is in essence just an auto-scroller level, but the presence of the fire makes the threat that much more real, and also the fact that, touching the fire does actually hurt you, so, And copters return in this level. I forgot about them for a moment. A life-killing moment. Growing up, Razor Ridge was without a doubt the hardest world in the game for me, and this is even harder than the final world. As for the secret world, which exists in this game, I'm not gonna even pretend it doesn't. Well, I didn't actually discover that properly until I was a teenager and replaying this game again, so it's hard for me to count that as fair for judgment. But overall, few levels have claimed more lives in me from a game than this particular one right here. It's just very dangerous and it's unforgiving because you want to keep away from the flame at the bottom, but if you climb too close to the top, you'll get hit by a copter. I thought there was a secret over there, but I'm thinking of a later point in the level. Oh, this is going to be fun to edit. Also, part of the challenge will be remembering to remember what points I died at, so that when I cut back in, I remember to, start commentating again at the same place, so I'm not just, weirdly silent. And that was the bonus barrel that I was thinking of. I was too quick on the draw before, but that's okay because now we're doing the challenge for the bonus coin. Pretty simple gimmick, pretty fun. Not challenging at all, really, but I guess the speed of the flame might take you off track for a second. It's kind of a funny theme, a cool theme between a lot of the bonus levels, is that if there's an auto-scrolling element to the level, they'll often speed it up for the bonus level, so that's a pretty consistent thing you'll find. And thankfully, we've already gotten to the checkpoint barrel of this level, but it's gonna, it's not gonna be getting any easier, I can tell you that much. Between the buzzes and the copters, and particularly the copters, that'll be coming on down, because there are going to be more, and they're going to be pretty tricksy. Like, we were dealing with some pretty easy ones. That one would have cut you no matter what side of the thing you were on, of the rope that you were on. And here I am, just trying to get up there for some bonuses, Well, wasn't that just wonderful? Alright, so we're about back to where we were before, and if we jump here, there we go. And there is a bee bouncing back and forth, going in an arc up and down. If you keep toward the top, he won't be able to make it toward you. Is there anything over here? Then why were they even? I got back on. And that's all that matters. You're probably saying to yourself, Mr. Devious, stop jumping to the side if you don't have a prompt like those bananas. And it's okay, because I found the prompt with the bananas that brought me into this. Why did I turn? Why did I turn? I want that bonus barrel. Alrighty, so we got back over here and we got back into the bonus barrel. And this time we're not gonna make the clumsy mistake of slamming right into a copter. "7 seconds, not that much longer, and thankfully there's no surprise copter at the end to just come down and hit you, so that's nice, that's appreciated, especially since it's a pretty long way back through the level to get back here. Also, obviously, this is where the copters start coming in from the sides, and their angles become a little more tricky to predict, as do their hitboxes. This is the part that really tripped me up a lot the first times I played this game. And you want to be patient. You have to be patient because it's an auto-scroller, but it's very much not a friendly level. Now, don't take the bait and jump off the rope there, because you want to get up here in order to get this barrel, and I forgot that he was inside the little mountain. And now I find myself stuck for a moment. There we go. Thankfully, because he's inside of the thing, the game won't screw you over and make you, have to do the level again because you don't know he's there, and then you'll probably screw up with your first keg. But that level is done, and thank goodness, because it is a hard one. Now, before we end off the episode, I'm just going to check the time. Alright, that seems like a good stopping point for today. I know we only did the 2 levels, but they were pretty hard ones. So, yeah, we'll do more of Razor Ridge in the next episode, starting with those strange-looking unmoving gondolas up there. So, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more of this game, more of this world, then I hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!